Hello crafty friends, this is the Paper Chef here. In today's video, I'm going to share 17 projects I created with one Safari Celebration Paper Pumpkin Kit, February 2022. After sharing the 17 projects I created, I'm going to open my extra paper pumpkin kit from February so you can see what's contained inside a paper pumpkin kit. If you subscribe by March 10th, you will not be getting this kit because the subscription period is already over. You're going to be getting our new kit, and it's a special month. The new kit that you subscribe by March 10th, and the link is in the description of this video. The new kit is called Beyond the Horizon. It's going to coordinate with the New Horizons bundle, the New Horizons suite, I should say, from Stampin' Up in our catalog, in our mini catalog. And it's going to contain a free gift because each year in March, it's our anniversary event. So I'm going to let you read this in case you want to, in case you're watching it on the big screen, maybe you can pause and read this. But it's going to be a special kit with an extra free stamp set. Now each month you get one free stamp set, but this particular month, every March, you get an extra gift. And sometimes it's stencils and sometimes it's extra embellishments. One year we got watercolor pencils, but there's always a free gift. And this time they already told us that the free gift is going to be an extra stamp set. And so that's a reason to subscribe right there. And you can cancel or suspend your account anytime. So if, for instance, you don't want to get 1 month, you'll get a little sneak peek. Like, I didn't know what this was going to look like, right? But I kind of knew it was going to be Safari Celebration theme. They'll tell you things like it's going to be a kit with 9 cards, right? That's what they'll tell you. So like for this kit, it's going to be a kit with 9 cards, right? So that's what we know, but we don't know much about it. But if you say, oh gosh, not my colors, whatever, just for example, right? Maybe you see, okay, not my style, not my color. And you go, okay, I'm going to skip that month. You can suspend and then get it the next month. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to tell you the first thing I do when I open up the instructions is I turn it over and I look for the coordinating colors. And so it's better to show you the stamp sets I pull out of my stash. So I got to show you now you can see how I created these projects. So what I do is, although each kit, comes with a stamping spot, right? A little stamping spot. I just pull out my larger stamp pads. I like to use the larger stamp pads. Okay, because it's just me. But you don't need to use all these colors. Everything you need is in this kit. The stamping block is your free gift when you first subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, so you'll get a free stamping block. And then after that, you get your adhesives you need, all the parts you need, one little stamping spot, so you don't need to pull out all these colors. I just pull out all the stops. That's how I roll. That's when I do my Paper Pumpkin kits. This is how I do it. So first I say, okay, rich raspberry, that's a coordinating color, right? Soft suede, coordinating color. Pear pizzazz. Okay, look how these are going to go. Now, I'm just putting these here so you can see that this is what I used in all my projects. These colors, only these colors, nothing else, because these are the coordinating colors. I already know they're going to look well together. Soft succulent, right? Bumblebee and fresh freesia. This one here is a retiring color. It's going to be retiring soon. So if you love Bumblebee, if you're like a crushed carry kind of person, you probably like Bumblebee. It reminds me a lot of that color. This is going to be retiring. It's a lot brighter though. So that's one you want to get. All right. So I have so there's 17 projects. I have 3 boxes, which I'll open up the boxes and show you what's inside. I have a bookmark, which we'll make together. I have bags we can decorate, and then I'll let you pick, depending on time, I'll let you pick something else that we can make together. All right. So this is so when you see it, that comes with all this. And it's probably like the first time I've even opened this. But now our instructions are in color. And if you want to make the projects just as they are, go for it. I kind of looked at the front just to make my first 3 cards I'm going to show you. But other than that, I don't really look at this. I just do my own thing. But this is a great, if you want to know about how to get crafty mojo, if you're like in a funk and you're like, God, I want to craft, but I don't know where to start. Paper Pumpkin is the way to get back your crafty mojo. When I take out this kit, even though it's already kind of done for me, the act of creating this will spark your creativity and let you come up with other ideas. And just the act of being creative, even following the instructions and being creative, the act of engaging your mind in this is going to get you to be more creative in other areas and like be able to come up with other ideas. Okay, so this is just kind of using, see, this is just doing what it says there, except instead of you are amazing, I just put congratulations. I have the little vellum circle back there. Now later in this tutorial, I'm going to show you that I started, once I realized these little rocks that came in this kit aren't really, you can't really see them that well, I started coloring them with alcohol markers, and I think they look much better when you color them. But once they were on the card, I didn't color them. It was easier to color them before they were on the card. Okay, and then I used soft suede, and this card is just like this. It's that fantastic just as it is. Okay, I mean, it's double-sided, it's fresh freesia. Matching envelopes. Even the front of the envelope is cool with the safari theme. So this is like ready to go. And this one is pretty good quality cardstock. The next card is the monkey, and it has, again, I used 3 of those little gems, these little rocks. They remind me of the faux sea glass shapes that we have in our new mini catalog. And I stamped a little blob on there from the stamp set, and a little banner and a little cupcake. Added some leaves. Okay, and we're going to try to put wobble springs on these later. I have a couple wobble springs. We're going to play around with some ideas. Okay, so that's the 2. That's the monkey, and then the giraffe. Okay, so the first 3 cards I'm showing you are just right out of the kit. So if you want to just open up the kit and make all 9 cards as they are, you know, except you want to put your whatever sentiment you need. Like this one says, congratulations, I put happy birthday on the giraffe. If you want to do this, there's the other side. That's the soft succulent card. Have at it. Your kit is great. So you can make 9 cards. You'd make 3 of each. Mix and match any way you want. I just did it the way, these 3 are just the way the kit came, except I did my own thing a little bit. And you're done. So you don't need to do all this extra stuff I'm showing you. Don't get overwhelmed by what I'm showing you. I hope it sparks your creativity and gives you other ideas on why you can, or how, I shouldn't say why, how you can stretch your supplies to create a lot more projects. So I didn't do anything new. I used only the stamp sets from here. I used a few of extra supplies, a few extra card bases, but other than that, the embellishments that came in the kit, the little banners that came in the kit. You just take your envelope and you open it up. Okay, you take your, here's your envelope. This project I'm showing you, this card. So it's this envelope, cut apart so that you have that bumblebee background. Use it as a background of a card. This is Pear Pizzazz, one of the coordinating colors. So I use Pear Pizzazz, and then I just a plain inside. It's a little bit thicker than using one of these cards. I used little panels just of designer series, or not really designer series paper, just other parts of the card, and put little pieces of the card. I just thought this was more colorful than using a solid background. It got me to use all 3 of the colors in the background. Little rocks. I used a couple colors for the banner, and that's it. So very simple card with some extra embellishments glued on there. Okay, let me just put it there so you can see it. Let me move that over here so you can, let's see that. And we'll kind of look at that. Just that's the guide over there. Hope you can see that in the video. I'm rolling up my sleeves, literally. Now we're going to show you another monkey card. Monkey with the hula hoops. And this is the same card here. It's the same kind of concept. It's the envelope, right? It's an envelope liner. Or not liner, but the inside of the envelope. And it's using pieces of the card. So these are the same, except one is Pear Pizzazz and one is Rich Razzleberry. Okay, so you can see the patterns there. You see how this little monkey has Rich Razzleberry in his arms and little soft succulent on his shorts and Pear Pizzazz on his shirt. So you see all these colors, they're coordinating. This coordinates with that. You're just putting things on your card to give you contrast in different areas. And when you put it on cardstock and you cut apart these cards, now you have more, you can get more bang for your buck. You get more things out of your kit. Okay, and then the draft card. This is taking a piece of the envelope and it's putting the Pear Pizzazz. You can even see I left the curve of the envelope. And then you have your background of your bumblebee and some stamped, and you got your little vellum there. So these 3 are kind of just taking, all these 3 cards I just showed you are taking, now I did a giraffe, a monkey, and a elephant, and I just took these cards, cut them apart, and the envelopes, and now we're stepping it up. What I've done here with these 3 cards I just showed you is adding more layers. That's all I've done is add more layers, which then in turn steps it up and makes your card that extra notch. Now we're going to start getting more creative. So as I'm doing it, I was like, okay, now I can do a card at an angle. So for this card, I stuck it at an angle. See, this is another Rich Razzleberry card, but instead of putting it on straight, I thought let's stamp at an angle. You did it. Congratulations. let's make this have more movement to it. Let's put 3 little blobs of, or I guess we call them splashes. I colored the little gems. Okay, that's when I started coloring the gems. I have my box of crafty goodness here. Let's see if I can show you that. All right, I'll stop and show you that little tip. Okay, so what you want to do for these. Okay, so without coloring them, let me show you when you don't color them versus when you color them, because there's a reason for doing this. When you don't color them, there's 3 of them on here. You can probably barely see them, even though I have pretty good lighting in this room. There's one there, right? So you can't really see them. Yeah, so Marion is saying she keeps her stamping spots separate and uses them to take traveling. Right, right. And some people say they're really good to use with the Stamparatus. Although when I use the Stamparatus, I tend to use a whole stamping pad on my Stamparatus. Some people say they like the detail of being able to use the stamping spots. They are good for traveling too, and definitely a good idea. And I also use them for prizes. Okay, so what you can do for these little gems is I'm going to put this on the envelope. So here's what you're going to do. I'm using fresh freesia. Okay, you can use dark or light, but my dark wasn't as dark as my light one, believe it or not, because it wasn't as it's darker, but I'm saying it wasn't as much ink. So all you're doing is taking your alcohol markers and you're coloring your little gemstones, and you have to do it like 3 times. See, that's like 3 layers on there. And I used either the light fresh freesia or the dark fresh freesia. I'm using alcohol blends, so you can use the light or the dark, but see, my light one is more inky, so I tended to have more success with the light one. And you're just adding a little tint to your, and then you can use any color of your blends, soft succulent, whatever. I had to do this 3-4 times, let it dry between, to get them to be that color there. So that is how you color your little, I'm going to call them, they remind me of the faux sea glass shapes. Let's call them little pebbles. And then you can, then there is more contrast and you can see them. And then you can pick them up with your little, take your pick tool. Okay, so that's a little tip for you. All right, let's keep on going. So now let's take these cards another step further. So I've shown you 6 projects. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and some envelopes. Okay, we have 6. Now I'm going to show you cards which step it up some more. So we have more stamping and more colors. So we have the cupcakes done in different colors. We have more layers. You know, we have this card layer and this card layer. More embellishments, okay? And then we have this one, which is another card background with lots of leaves. And then what I did is I put these foam strips behind some of them, see, to really pop them up there. So now this pops up with dimensionals. Lots of layers, stamp onto the cards, stamp splotches, stamp these leaves, add extra leaves, stamping, and raising up with dimensionals, etc. Okay, this is a little project I'll show you. We'll make this together and we'll see if we put the draft on a wobble. So you can make a bookmark. I'm using soft succulent and fresh freesia ribbon. These are a couple of the in colors. So of course they're going to coordinate well. The current in colors, not retiring. Soft succulent and fresh freesia are around for another year. This one is the one that's retiring. Okay, and speaking of in colors, before I show you the cards underneath there, I want to show you how you can take the in color bags and make some envelopes for gifts, or you can make them, or you can make these bags for gifts, or you can make them as envelopes for your cards. So this project here is just stamping onto the bag. The stamps didn't go through. I didn't use alcohol ink or any blends. I used actual water-based ink. These are water-based inks. So I just stamped right onto the bag, all the different colors. I glued some of these on, and nothing, you know, it only went through to that side. It didn't go through to this side. These are called in-color bags. So these come in a pack of 5 bags. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like here. I'm just going to get out some supplies here for our little bookmark project. When I open up the new kit, I have, these are the ribbons I used for my bookmark. You don't need the blends. Okay, I want to show you the bag that the bags came in. Okay, so they're called ombre. I couldn't remember the name. All right, ombre gift bags. And you get 20 in a pack. So you get, and there's 5 colors, and they come in a pack like this, and you can stamp right onto them. So you get evening evergreen, fresh freesia, soft succulent, pale papaya, and oh, I already forgot the other color. All right, soft succulent, pale papaya, fresh freesia. Oh, polished pink maybe? Or no, magenta magnet. I think it's polished pink. So I don't know why I have such uneven numbers of these bags, because I did an in color club, right? So last year when the new catalog came out, I did an in color club, and then everyone got the same number of bags, and only one person didn't complete the club. And then I still end up with like all these certain, I just have more of some and like none of others, and I have no idea how that happened. Maybe I used a bunch in certain projects, but anyway, that's what these are. So what you could do with these is, let me just show you. So I could take this one that's really dominated with fresh freesia. I really like that. And I could take it and put it in this nice fresh freesia bag. So your gift can be a card or a gift card, money, you know, whatever. But look at that. Isn't that cool? Isn't that a cool way to present a card to someone? Especially a thick card with lots of embellishments on it. No, of course I'd put this in it. This is for a package, to put these in packages. And you could put other things in here. You could put crafty goodness, rolls of ribbon, definitely some candy, and you could put other things in the bags. Okay? Yeah, love the ombre bags too. Okay, so that's what I'm using them for, cards. All right. Speaking of cards, and before I show you the candy boxes, I'm going to show you my favorite cards. Okay? So, my favorite cards are this one, because it has an embossed background. And this is called the Hammered Metal 3D embossing folder, and I even use some colored gems on there, and I use soft succulent. This is tone on tone, and I did in my Ink It Up series on this YouTube channel how to color embossing folders. So you may have watched that video, and you know this is, you color the embossing folder, and you can with soft succulent, and it goes through. And this is Bumblebee, so I really like that. And this is my favorite, is just using every color. I used all the colors, all 6 colors for this card here. Okay, so your choice is, and you can go ahead and put it in the comments, and it's not like a vote where we get majority. It's like the first person who votes. Your choice is, do you want to learn how to make a box today? Or we're making a bookmark. That'll take 2 seconds. Do you want to do a box or a card? And if you want to do a card, we'll do this card. And if you want to do a box, we'll do a box. And then we'll go from there. If you pick box, we'll figure out which box. But that's the projects. And so for this one, I just used every color. So let's make a bookmark, and let's open up a kit. Okay, so Diana's saying box. All right, good. So we'll do box. And now the question is, okay, so Diana voted. Oh, and now Melody's saying card. Well, if we have time, we might do both. But Melody, we're going to start with the box. How about that? So now the box, you pick, you're going to just say, let's see, small, medium, large. In other words, these are the 3 boxes. We can make small, medium, large. Small, medium, large. All right, so now as I'm doing that, I'll open up the kit. So it's kind of like choose your own adventure. I was thinking that'd be fun to do on YouTube, and we're kind of doing it now. Choose your own adventure. And I need to open this kit to get the supplies to make both the bookmark and the box, because I'm out of it. Okay, we're going to do the larger one. So we're going to open up the kit, and this is what you see. Every kit comes with a stamp set. Okay, let's put it and see we have. Here you go. Comes with a stamp set. Every stamp I used today was from this stamp set. Next month, March only, you're going to get 2 stamp sets. I don't know what they look like yet. Every month it's a surprise, except for once in a while. We do a kit internationally, but most of the time it's a surprise. You always get ink. We don't know what color usually, but this is the stamping spot. Okay? And then you're going to get the supplies. And like I said, the first time you're going to get a stamping block to use it. Open up the tissue paper, and you're going to see the supplies. And in the supplies, you always get your instructions. Okay? And let's see if I have, got to get my scissors to open this up. Come on now, without messing this up. You get your embellishments. These are the little stones and some adhesives. Now, as I show you something right now, that if you're going to be a new subscriber of mine, you're not going to get this kit. However, if you're a current subscriber of mine, or any subscriber, it doesn't have to be of mine, but if you use my link in the description of this video, you'll be my subscriber. I spoil you in different ways. You're going to get an annual catalog. You'll get every catalog, actually. You'll get the holiday catalog, the spring catalogs. You'll get every catalog all year from me, and spoiled in other ways. Like you'll get one of these cards or stuff like that. But If you are a subscriber, what I'm showing you right now, this whole package is only $10. And only subscribers are allowed to get refills. So you won't get the stamps again. You don't need the stamps again. You already have them. So you don't get the stamps again or the stamping ink spot when you get a refill. You only get this part. And the shipping is only 10%. So you would do it with the rest of your order, right? So it's really like $10 plus your shipping is 10%, so it's $11. But shipping is a minimum of $6.95. So don't just go in and get a refill. It's like when you're getting your other stuff, get yourself a refill. That's what I did. The other day I was getting this new robot kit. We have a new robot kit, Robot Buddies it's called, which I'll show you soon when it comes. But when I was getting that, and here's some, it's called Stampin glue dots. These are glue dots. Anyway, I was getting this Robot Buddies kit the other day. And while I was getting that kit, I added on the refill kit. So you get these little things to stamp onto. Okay, and you get your elephants. Let's see what's all in here. You get 3 elephants. This is this kit only. 3 giraffes. Okay, and they punch out. And 3 little monkeys. We're going to need a giraffe for this little bookmark. And then what I like to do is I like to take my scissors, and I usually have these really fine scissors now. Which, let's see if I have, here we go. So I like to, when I first get my little things out of the containers, I go like this and I try to use these are my paper snips, and I get these little nibs off because they drive me crazy because I don't want to make it look like it's from a kit, right? I want to make it look more laser cut. These are sort of laser cut, but they're still perforated a bit. So you could use a nail file. I love all the suggestions from my viewers. You guys do this in different ways. I just find it kind of therapeutic to just cut them off, but I sometimes use a nail file. And I get rid of all the little nibs, or else you can smooth them out. And I just did that the other day when I was watching TV, and it made me feel good. Just to kind of, just go like this, you know what I mean? Just to get them all taken out of the box. So it made me feel good, meaning I didn't know what I was going to make it all yet. I just simply, the act of just doing that, taking these out and doing this, made me think of all kinds of ideas of what to do with the cards. Just that little act of taking those off. Okay, so you have these little vellum pieces. And of course I have a lot of extra vellum because you see I didn't use vellum on everything. And you could also ink around the vellum. So there's 3 different shapes of these vellum pieces, which are fantastic. Use them for other projects. Die cut them if you don't want to use them for this project. And then you have all your cards, right? 3 of each. Look at all these beautiful leaves. You saw how I used the leaves. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3 sheets of these. And then you can save the reverse. Like I saved them in case you want to make, use it as a stencil of some kind. I saved these little parts. Because maybe I'll use it as a stencil, right? So it's just fun. So that's one kit. And then there should be envelopes somewhere. I don't know what happened to the... Okay, my giraffe. I need my giraffe. And I already have these pieces cut for you. Okay, and then we need... Here's the envelope. We got dimension. I show you dimensionals. That's the adhesive. And then the envelopes. So that is the contents of one kit, meaning your typical content. So if you subscribe on March 10th, you're going to get a different style of kit, but that's your typical contents. Not every kit is a card kit, but most of the time they are. Okay, we're going to take a piece. Okay, a piece of the card. It has to be 2 inches wide because this is a 2-inch fancy tag topper punch is what I'm using for this little project. Okay, so it's 2 inches wide. How long should I make it? Just make it as long as your card is. What's the card? 5.5? It's probably an A2 card right here. So it's 5.5 by 2 inches wide. It just has to be 2 inches wide to fit in here. So I'm going to punch the hole. Okay, like that. And then you're going to take all your little scraps, which I already have for you. So I'm just trying to save time for, so I already have a couple of the scraps. And I'm just using like little scraps from the envelope and things like things and such. And I was going to try the wobble spring to see if that'll fit. So what I have here is a couple little pieces, just extra scraps I had from my, because whenever you're making something, you want to layer it up, right? Always layer things up. So I'm thinking, okay, put that there and there. This is from the envelope, a little scrap. How big? 2 inches, right? 2 inches wide. And then plunk that on there. This is going to be the quick project. The box will take us a little bit longer. This is just a bookmark or a tag. You can put this. I'm going to give you a couple ideas for the box. We need an elephant. Let me just, hold on, I need an elephant for my idea for my boxes. Here. I ran out of things, but then I had this idea later. So before I take the boxes apart and show you the candy, I want to take this elephant out and show you my idea. All right. Anyway, back to this. So we have a little bit of adhesive. See, and then I was thinking this one might wobble. It might be cute on a wobble spring. We're going to try that. I have bigger wobble springs, but I think you need a mini wobble spring. The link to the wobble springs is in the description of this video. And you can support my channel by using those links. It doesn't cost you anything extra to use the links in my video descriptions. Okay, so I'm going to put this on a wobble spring. Hopefully that works and it wobbles. And I think it's a little top heavy. It needs to be up a little. This guy's a little top heavy. Okay, so what I did is I put the wobble on. I put the hard part, the wobble spring, the hard part, like the plastic part, on the little giraffe. And then I'm putting the more clear part, the thinner part on the bottom. And hopefully we'll get this to wobble. Let's see. Okay, so we're just doing the same bookmark as I did before, except this one's going to wobble. Oh, yeah, it's a wobbling. Just trying to figure out where to put it. Oh, yeah. And imagine, it looks good wobbling. Now imagine using the big wobble spring for this guy and for the hula hoop monkey on a wobble. I think that's going to be fun. So they sell large wobble springs and small ones. And some of my crafty friends from YouTube always say, every time I show a wobble spring on here, they go, oh, you can make them yourself. And I'm like, okay, go for it. Like, right? If you want to make them yourself, like with they cost probably like $1 each. If you seriously want to if you wanted to like take wires, and I'm just trimming this off, it came over the edge, and make them yourself by spinning wire on whatever, twirling it around, I mean, go for it. But I use so many of these that I buy them in like the 100 packs. I put them on everything. Anyway, now I'm going to take the soft succulent and the fresh freesia. And what I do is whenever I'm measuring something, I don't actually have a ruler usually. I just grab a stamp set. So let's grab a stamp set. This is one that I just did on YouTube recently. So if you missed that Waves of Inspiration video, check that out. So to figure out how much ribbon I need, I just go diagonal across my stamp set. And that way I never have to worry about having a ruler nearby. I always have a stamp set nearby. Okay, so then I take my 2 ribbons and I'm going to loop it through like that. And then you get that loop, and then you're going to loop them through like this. And it's good when you have the fancy tag topper punch, because there's a big hole to either use twine and a thick ribbon or 2 ribbons together. And then they don't fall out. They're really tight and they go in there nice. And you got all this nice color. And then you can pull some tighter. And it's not so fun. And it's wobbling. And then you're going to put a little bit of bling on there, which I showed you how to color. All right, where's my bling? Well, I did color them. Here they are. These are the ones we colored, so we'll just use a few of them. And I put one over here. Usually you use the take your pick tool, but I don't know where it's at right now. And let's put another one. We gotta make sure it doesn't, here, way down there. There you go. So that's how to do that alternative project. Now what I had in mind for this boxes, I was thinking, okay, so I made these and I was like, okay, well these are cute. They're all birthday boxes. They're going to go in a care package possibly. And I was like thinking 1, 2, 3 like that, right? You get your ribbon, you tie them up. And then I thought, wouldn't it be cute then to put the little elephant right along the side? Okay, so before boxes, different size boxes, and you put your elephant on the side of the boxes with your ribbons on top, and that would just be cute. So they open up a little stack of fun stuff. Okay, so we'll open up these and show you what's inside. Now it just happens to be Easter's coming, so I used Easter candy inside my little boxes. So you got the Easter bunny, Lindor if you're taking my ScanNCut course on spring projects, in my ScanNCut course, I put these little bunnies and things. I got them from this Lindor bunny collection, or Lindor chocolate collection. And you'll see that I put these in a lot of the things too. So I have little mini Mentos and this one, and a little Ghirardelli milk chocolate bunny. Okay, so these boxes are all, I started out with the same, believe it or not, and when I teach you how to make this box, you'll see, I started out with the similar measurements, but it's just I scored them differently. And then we'll do this one. You are so amazing. We're going to make the bigger one. It's just a matter of scoring them differently to make them different sizes, and a couple more bunnies. And of course, you put anything you want in these boxes, but you're going to make them with the cards, so we're going to make a big box, and we'll just go ahead and make it in soft succulent, just so you're not confused, because we're going to make one. We're going to repeat this box here. So that's what I put inside. So to make your box lid, and you can make 2 boxes out of 1 card, you're going to get your trimmer, and you're going to just cut the paper. Okay, and all we're doing is cutting the seam off the paper. Okay, so you see what you're doing? We're just pretty much making this one almost the size it is, but we got to cut this little scoring off. So we're just going to get in there. And so it's a 5.5. It's 4. I'm sorry, 4 1/4. Let's see what it is. It's 4 1/4 by 5.5. But we need to go a little bit slightly smaller than 4 1/4 just to get rid of that little seam there. So let's just say 1, 2. I mean, it really doesn't. You'll see that the size doesn't matter in a moment, okay? Because what matters is that. So all that matters is I cut this little score piece off, right? And I could do that to both boxes. Let's just make one of these the bottom of the box. How about that? You'll see that the size doesn't matter as long as the bottom is a little bit smaller than the top. So this one was like 4 3/8, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, 1 3/16 or something, right? It's just, but this one's going to be, you'll see in a moment, because it really doesn't matter. We're going to say 1 2/16. How about that? All right. All that matters is that this one, the bottom of the box, is a smidgen smaller than the top of the box. Let me turn this over so you see that. Okay, that's a smidgen. A smidgen is a 1/16 of an inch. Okay, so it really doesn't matter what these 2 sizes are. It matters that I trim the bottom a 1/16 of an inch on both sides. So let's go ahead and trim this a 1/16 of an inch off. Okay, so if it's 5.5, here, it's easier to see the numbers on this side of the, all right, this is 5.5, this card, right? And if you move it over 1/16 of an inch, because each of these little lines are a 1/16 of an inch. I'm not talking about the millimeter side, I'm talking about the bottom side. The bottom side is empirical measurements. 1/16 of an inch is a smidgen. That's bigger than a smidgen. Okay, I'll show you what the smidgen looks like when we take this off. So we're going like that. Now look, that's a smidgen. So that's a smidgen. So now, when you have your bottom of your, let's turn this over, it's easier to see it like that. Okay, so the bottom of your box has to be a smidgen smaller than the top of your box, so that the lid will fit on the lid will fit over it. All right, so now we need our Simply Scored. Now you could use your trimmer to score with. However, I like to use the Simply Scored. It's just the way I like to score. It's a lot better. And since we're making a bigger box, I started out, believe it or not, with the same measurements. These were all the same. These were a card front, all 3 boxes. Okay, but because this is the bigger box, it wasn't scored as much. It was scored at 7/8 of an inch. And you're going to score the top and the bottom at 7/8 of an inch. Both of them. See? We're going to go right before the 1. It actually looks like it is the 1. What's confusing on this Simply Scored is sometimes that line looks like it is the 1, but the 1 is the longer line. So right before the 1 is the 7/8 of an inch. You're going to turn this around. You're going to do that 4 times. You're going to score it the same way on all 4 sides. 7/8 of an inch. I'm going to put it flat. It's easier working flat. I'm going to do that again. And it doesn't, I'm doing the same exact thing, 7/8 of an inch. And because one is a smidgen smaller than the other, the one is going to fit over the other. Okay, next step is, for making boxes, You're going to turn these over and you're going to burnish using your little spatula. Okay? Just flatten out all the edges like that. And who's making a box along with me? I hope some of you guys are making boxes along with me. All right, next thing you do is you're going to take your little paper snips and you're going to, there's like the letter H, right? You're just cutting out these little triangles in here. Just a little smidgen out. Do that on all parts. Because when you close the box, if you don't do this, okay, what'll happen is if you just cut slits, that'll work fine. If you're teaching kids to do this, right? If you're teaching kids to make boxes, just tell them about the slits. That's enough. That's going to be overwhelming enough for them, right? And then they do this, and then they fold the sides in, and they glue, and everything's handy dandy, right? But we're professionals here, so we're going to go one more step than just the slit. So when you're going to put these little triangles out, because the little triangles keep the box, so when you do the little triangle, it doesn't go over the edge. So when you put these little sides in, it doesn't stick out the top. And it still might stick out the top a little, which is why I'm going to miter the edges even more. But that's what those little triangles are for. So when you fold the box, nothing sticks out the side and it looks professional. Now I'm going to miter the edges. That means I'm just taking this little edge off like each side. And you'll see this better when I put it on the contrasting background of the... So I'm going to put this on this one and you'll see. So let me do this. See that? That's what you're going for. So you have your little triangle out of each little end and you have your little angle out the sides. And if you forgot, like that looks like I forgot one of them. Or not forgot. No, I didn't forget. It's okay. I did it. I did the angle. Okay, now we're going to do this side. Okay. And it doesn't take long and it's another fun thing to do when you're watching TV. So I might do the stamping standing up at my table, right? The stamping is important to do standing up. However, the boxes are definitely something you can do sitting down, watching TV. All right, so that's it. So now we're going to take some glue. And I think I might have a little clothespin. I'm going to look for my clothespins. Here we go. Okay, this is a little box making trick for you. These are not really clothespins. They're called clamps. And they're good from Harbor Freight, where my husband takes me to sometimes. Right? And when, you know, near the checkout counter, these are like really inexpensive, and you just use them to hold your boxes together while they dry. Okay, so you're going to do that. And by the time you put glue on the other sides, you can take the clamps off. I mean, because it'll dry pretty quick with those little clamps on there. This is quick drying glue anyway. It's called multi-purpose adhesive. Easy peasy. I'm just pulling this off. Like that. And just... Okay, so that one's almost dry. I'll put the adhesive on this one. I recently showed how to make nail file boxes on this channel as part of my Rainbow of Happiness workshop series. And I'm always making boxes with the ScanNCut. So lots of boxes in the spring projects. We make boxes with the ScanNCut using a program called Template Maker, and then also learning how to design boxes yourself. So if you're into boxes, there's lots more opportunities. I'm always making 3D items, whether it be by hand or by machine. You can make them pretty much fit anything you want to make. Okay, so before it's totally dry, see, I use the clamps and it helps me. But before it totally dries, what you want to do is get the one to fit inside the other so that you still have that little bit of chance of, like, before it's completely solidified, to get that adhesive to go where you want it. So this looks like the bottom because it's going to fit in there. And there's the magic of your box making. So there it is. But you're only doing that just to make sure that your adhesive is in the right spot. You don't want to leave it like that while it's drying, because then you're going to get this box that's stuck together. So take them back apart. That was only just to wiggle, wiggle to make sure it's fits, right? Now you take it back apart and you fill your little treats in there. Okay, let's do our little bit of stamping. Let's finish this project. Okay. My stamps are stained. And don't worry that they're stained. You are so amazing. Okay, we're going to put amazing flat down. Put the amazing flat down and then put a stamping block on top of it. Okay, let's put the rubber there. And now we're going to take You Are So and put a different stamping block. You Are So. It's flat side up. We'll use this stamping block here. All right. We're going to grab the banners from the kit. Let's see. Looking for the little fun stuff that came in the kit. Here they are. Okay. So pop out a banner. First thing I do, you know the first thing I do. Cut the little, trim those little nibs off. Okay, like that. Just to smooth out any little things that looks like. One thing I love about metal dies is they don't give you the little nibs, right? Only these kits. But hey, what do we want for $23, right? $23.50. We can't complain. Okay, so now we're going to take You Are So, Pear Pizzazz, right? Open up your Pear Pizzazz. And we're going to take a little bit of just looking for a little sticky note. Okay, good. You don't want to stamp straight onto your thing. You want to stamp on a sticky note first. Okay. You are, just to make sure you got the right amount of ink on there, which I do. Okay, You Are So. Okay, that looks good. And now we're going to close the Pear Pizzazz. Put that over here. Open up the Rich Razzleberry. Razzle dazzle it. Okay, Rich Razzleberry. Tap, tap, tap. Amazing. Okay. Except that was upside down. Put that, turn it right side up. Put that over here. You Are So amazing. I love Rich Razzleberry. Looking for the free embellishments that came in here. I'm just looking for the little dimensionals here that came in. Pop a couple of them on there. Pop, 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 pop. All right. Got to make sure we know which one's the lid again and which one's the bottom. So we put the embellishment on the right side. Okay, putting the box back together. It should be all dry now. You are so amazing. And of course we could add our little rocks that we've colored and our little leaf from our beautiful leaves. But that's how you do it. This is how we do it. The idea, the name of the game is contrast, right? So you're going to use your fresh freesia leaves on your soft succulent and your bumblebee leaves on a fresh freesia and vice versa. So always contrast your colors as much as possible. Unless you're going for that tone on tone look. And this one I'm not putting up on dimensionals because, truth be told, dimensionals are kind of hard to get on these little, every time I worked with dimensionals on these leaves, they were hard. I had to cut them into little pieces to get them to fit on there. So we're going to just kind of do that. I'll just put that one over there. And I'll even use an extra sprig this time. We use a bumblebee sprig, only because last time I ran out of stuff. Now I have a plethora. I love that word. Because I opened up a whole new kit. So now I got an extra bunch of embellishments to use. Which I'm happy about. And I even ordered another kit too. Happy about all that. I don't know how I already lost them, but we're just gonna... I lost the ones I colored. Okay, normally I would do 3 layers of ink, but they're colored enough. So we'll put one over there. They're a little bit lighter than the original, but I just wanted to finish a whole project so you could see how easy it is. Like, I just like start to finish sometimes, you know, just kind of like, okay, done, you know? We did it. And we probably still have time to stamp the card as requested. And I like to do this now because I'm in the paper pumpkin mode and everything's out. So I'm going to actually do that card now because we have time. And meaning I don't like my videos to go over an hour, but we're at 46 minutes. So we can stamp a whole card and I can still say hi to y'all. Hi, Diana and Donna, Denise, Marion, Melissa, Barbara, Melody. All right, Terry. Okay, you guys are going to get your wish because I see some of you voted for cards. All right. A good price would be the extra stamps. Oh, a good prize. Ooh, who said that one? Bonus. Once I do, I'm going to be doing channel membership soon. I don't know how soon, but it'll make your comments really stick out because now I already lost it. But that was a great idea. The idea was take the extra stamps, the stamp set from the kit, okay, and put them in the bag. That is a great idea because I always do give these as prizes. I already don't know what happened to the stamp set, but I know it'll fit in there. And so will ribbon, and so will a lot of things fit in here, right? All right, so speaking of stamp set, and let me get back to saying hello in just a minute, because let's look for the little pile. Oh, here it is, here it is. Oh yeah, it'll definitely fit in there. I was just kind of getting it. Okay, so good idea. The stamp set would make a good prize. There you go. Robin, thank you. Cynthia from Florida. All right. I'm glad you got good ideas, Diana, and thank you, thank you. Okay, box. Everyone wanted the large box. Okay, so all those same boxes, just before I move on to the card, I'm going to, and I'll finish saying hello later. Okay, these were all started with the same size. I started with the same size to make all the boxes. It's just that this one was scored at 7/8 of an inch. This one was scored at 1 inch around. So it made a box that looks like that. Okay, started with the same measurements, just scored it at 1 inch around. This one was scored at 1 1/8 around. Okay, so that's how you get your little stack of boxes, and you can just keep going 1/8 of an inch each time. Do 1/4 of an inch if you want a more drastic difference. Okay, so you can just basically go all around, right, and just keep going. And you just keep making them smaller and smaller on your stack. All right, so what you want now for this card is you're going to take a piece of basic white cardstock and you're going to cut it so that we have an extra 1/4 inch. So we want to have, this time I've already used soft succulent. Let's use something else. Let's do this layer first so you understand. Let's use this one. We're going to use this side as the outside layer. We're going to go for this one 5 1/4 by 4. That's our first layer. So 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, and we're just going to do this. This is just so to give you an idea of what we're doing here. So 5 1/4. It's an A2 card. So what I need now is this, for this card, I need this piece here to be 1/4 inch smaller than that. So we got an A2 card. An A2 card, if you want to look, just Google it if you don't know what I'm talking about. An A2 card is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So now we're making this 4 by 5 1/4. We're just going 1/4 inch smaller. And then this one's going to be 3 7/5, 3 3/4, right? Because we'll just keep going 1/4 inch smaller. I'm doing this before I stamp on it, because then you know where to stamp onto it, and it goes by 5. So all I'm doing and we can write this all down later, but we're on a mission, is we're just doing this. We're just taking a card base, making a layer, making another layer. Each time the next layer is a 1/4 inch smaller. Okay, so we're going to put this here. This is basic white cardstock. You're going to take your stamping block. You're going to take this leaf. I started with this leaf. Okay, and you got to get out baby wipes because otherwise you'll have a hot mess. You need some baby wipes. Get those ready because we're going to be changing color. All right, let's start. Let's look at this one as a guide. Where's the card I'm making? We'll find it. Okay, we're going to open up the darker colors. Actually, we'll open up all the colors. We'll probably start with the lighter colors. I'm going to just open up all. I used all the colors. Razzle dazzle it. Oh, you know what? I'm looking all over for the card, but I put it in one of these bags, I think. That's why I can't find it. Or did I flip it over? Maybe I just flipped it over. Okay. Duh. It's like, where'd my card go? I flipped it over to show you the back of it. All right. Here we go. That's my little guide. So let's start with the lighter colors. Then we can wipe it off and go to the other colors. So I'm just going to kind of we'll start with pear pizzazz because I used the corners as a guiding point for me. I didn't use any Stamparatus or anything. This is just me looking. I'm just opening up all my inks. It's just easier for me because then I can just kind of do them all. Here we go. So we're going to open up pear pizzazz, and I'm going to dip into the pear pizzazz. Okay, and I'm just going to do the corners. Okay, dip. Okay, that's all. Start with the corners. It seemed to work for me. Oops, I've already messed up that one. No biggie, because we'll put an embellishment there later. All right, now we're going to take baby wipe, and we're going to just I'm going to do the bumblebee next. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of do it. I'm not going to do it the exact same way I did it before, but I'm just kind of showing you how I would do it. So let's do, here, maybe I'm going to put one in the middle. Something like that. All right, now I'm going to wipe, and I'm going to do fresh freesia. I didn't do fresh freesia before, but I'm going to do it this time. Sticky note. I'm just using that to dry off my ink here. All right, cool. Cool beans, we'll put one up here. Looks like I did the leaf backwards on that one, but that's okay. You know what? I'm probably going to be putting a piece of designer series paper down there because I'm botching up the bottom. Let's put this one down here. All right. Wipe it off. We'll do some rich razzleberry. Razzle dazzle it. Okay, I'm going to stamp down here in case I don't cover it with designer series paper. And we'll put one here. All right. Let's just do the last one in rich razzleberry. Okay, we'll go like that. All right, and then I just started putting the sentiments on there. We just said we already have this one already stamped, so we'll just do you are so fantastic. Fantastic. Amazing. Whatever will fit. Let's see what'll fit there. Fantastic will fit. Nope, fantastic's gonna have to go right there. We'll put fantastic down there. Sometimes you can't fit things, so we'll just have to put them where you can fit it. Okay, so that one's gonna go there, and we gotta put something. What do we have here? Amazing. See if amazing will fit there. I'm just gonna need some more baby wipes. Okay, I think that'll fit better than the fantastic. And we're going to use rich raspberry again. I'm going to have to move it down a little bit, like that. Okay, good. You are so amazing. And then we do fantastic, and then we'll do a little yay. We'll do this little yay here, this little banner. So you just give this as a congratulation card. You're just putting all of the positive things on one card. Some bumblebee. Yay. Okay, let's wipe off that and do yay in a different color. Put that there and put the yay down here. All right, and then just some little blobs of, there's this little ink that makes a nice little blob. So now we haven't used this color yet. We haven't used this soft suede. So we'll take the little blob and we'll just do it there. And we're gonna off stamp it because it's kind of dark. So we're gonna stamp onto here, and then we're gonna stamp onto here. So we're just doing that a little bit to fill in any little gaps. All right, I'm happy with that. You are so amazing. Yay, fantastic, yay. And then we can put little blobs wherever we want. I'm happy with the card, and now we just mount it all together. And that's how I made that card. Of course, I made it, I think I put the little leaves a little bit closer together, but we can put a couple more embellishments over any mistakes. That's what's great about having all these extra embellishments. Okay, so I have that little thing of leaves. See, this is why I say ink it up, right? Because I actually have literally ink everything up every time I kind of come on this channel. All right, let's flip this over. Let's flip that around. I'm flipping it over because there's probably ink on it somewhere. Razzle dazzle it. Okay, that one took a nosedive. I have to get that back onto its little feet. All right, so we're going to use, instead of using a brand new piece of cardstock, which I would have just used, we're going to take another color. We're going to take either this one or this one. So let's see. We're going to use one of these cards as the front of it. Okay, I'm liking it. I'm thinking that's going to contrast better though. Yep, I'm liking this one better. So I'm going to put this card on this background. Okay, so you're going to take your little spatula and always flatten out your cards, so if you're ever wondering why they're poking out. And then what I like to do always before I mount my cards is I always like make sure they're not upside down and everything. So let's see. That's the right way to open it up. Okay, otherwise I sometimes mount them upside down. Bada boom. Okay, now we're going to put a little bit of stuff there to cover up any little mistakes. So I'm thinking, yep, that one will go good there. And then we're going to put one on top of there because I turned that leaf is upside down. Or, so your other option is, which might be a better option than that busyness. I'm thinking a better option, we're going to get my trimmer, would probably be a little piece of this paper. Because then I can still use those leaves on top. So how tall to make it is the question. Well, we can always start making it too big and then go down from there. So too big is 1.5 inches, but it's way too big. So we'll start with that. Because we don't want to cover the yay. Maybe we do want to cover the yay. No. Okay, oops. Wrong way. I think I have to make it trim it so. Something like, no, we don't want to cover the yay. And I need to make it 3 7/5. So maybe that tall. Nope, I don't think I'm going to cover it because you know what? It doesn't That leaf doesn't really matter if it's in the wrong spot. I can still cover it like that. I think those will look better. So bottom line is, you know, just got to kind of go with it. Because if I use the other method, I'm going to end up with like a little bit of covering up that. But I would put a couple of those there. And then a couple of the little gems. Oh, here's my gems. I knew I had some gems. Okay, and these are the colored ones. So I'm going to use like the colored ones, maybe. One there. See how these are colored already? Those look better than just the plain ones. So use a few of those. Maybe up here. There we go. I think the little bit of adhesive you need, but you get the idea. And then of course I'm going to just cover these up. You'll see when I take a picture of that later. I'm going to just use a little bit of glue on the back of these, or I could, you know, cover paper there, but I don't think I need to. Just a little bit of glue. But I'm going to do a little bit of layering. I'm going to take that little twig, and I'm going to take a couple other little twigs and stick them out from underneath. And do a little bit of layering with those leaves. Fun, fun in the sun. All right, so that's how to do it. So now we've learned how to make 2 alternative projects and how to color the gemstones. And you saw what a kit looks like. And you got to see the contents and how to color and all kinds of tips and tricks. So I see some of you guys came in late. Paulette, Cynthia, Robin, Maria, Frida, Gloria. Awesome. Thank you guys for coming. And okay, Denise, you're welcome. Okay. Thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed these projects. Some of them are in the bags. You can't see them all. I hope you will give these different alternative projects a try with your own paper pumpkin kit. I hope you'll become one of my subscribers so that you get spoiled with catalogs. If you're not sure, if you think you're one of my subscribers and you haven't been getting a catalog, then please check mypaperpumpkin.com and definitely check to see if I'm your demonstrator. That's all for now. This is the Paper Chef. I appreciate you coming today, and we'll see you again real soon.